What's the invention here?
Well, it's a composition based on it's a small story. I'm usually making these small sketches, like small stories that I don't know if they are going to become a big composition, but yeah, it's basically it's a man, sort of an hermit that lives in a cave. And there will be 3 women that are bringing him like gifts. He cannot see them very well. He's down into his meditation in the cave. Maybe there are some elements here that can also support the story. But there will be a little animal here making a strange dance. Like a sort of a goat or something with a sort of a strange face, and then he sees the goat, and it reminds, and he laughs a little bit. So the face, hopefully here, or maybe in the big composition, should reflect that strange smile. That it's a balance between what he has been living in the cave and what he sees what he realizes when the goat comes and dances there. He laughs, takes a way out from his state of mind.
Brings him back to reality.
Back to reality.
Yeah, have you seen that? Have you looked at Alan Watts?
Who?
Alan Watts.
Okay.
He does he's done a very nice lecture on Taoism, among other things.
Yeah.
And it's they're talking about gurus or like shamans or guides, and the typical attitude is that if there's someone who says you have to do this and these exercises and it's very difficult and it's very harsh for you, then you think, oh God, this guy means business.
Yeah.
But if there's someone who says, like in Taoism, it's like, well, it's very easy. The road to finding your existence, blah blah blah, is right in front of you. You don't have to do all those yogi works and all these things. And then it's like, now that can't be so deep because it's too simple. I'm just thinking about it, that the goat here, sort of this goat playing. It's like, well, that's the answer.
That's it. I mean, the way to realize sometimes it comes in a strange way and very simple. There's some element there that reminds you, oh God, I've been missing this procession of women bringing me gifts. And suddenly a strange goat with a strange dance makes me laugh and reminds me that, oh God, I forgot that there's a world out there, that there's life there, and
there's a reality.
Yes. So
paradise is the right now.
Yes. So that's what I will do here. And shaping figures from the very beginning,
You're working wet and wet now.
Now I'm working wet and wet, and this is the first time I do this. So
why green though?
Because I want a sort of a green, dark green atmosphere, and then from there I will bring some things. And and sometimes I tend to go too much into the warm.
Oh God! I do the same thing.
Warm color of the skin,
I know.
Go too much into the horrible orange. So the green might help me a little bit to
right. So forcing
myself to make it a little bit more gray, not to fall too much into the green. But, so it's basically trying to build up the main group here, which are going to be this 3 or 4 procession of women.
I remember I was working on a composition once, and
Yeah.
I had was one person there, and there were two persons on the other side. And I was working on a sketch on paper.
Yeah.
Because I that's a working drawing that I could mess up and destroy. And I suddenly realized
Wonderful.
that the one person was standing here, and it was like this much space in between. And it's like, well, they have to be closer, right?
Yeah.
So I just folded the paper so they got closer. And I remember talking, this was when I was living in Iceland, I remember talking to Odd Nerdrum about that. And as I remember him talking, it was something about perhaps this idea in our time that family is not so important sits in us, and so I made the figures too far apart. That's quite heavy.
Well,
You know how this is sort of critical theory. How your unconscious bias destroys the work that you do.
oh yes, but that happens quite a lot. You are blinded by all these ideas that you don't really know how they actually.
Yeah, I mean, of course, there is a point to that that idea that you have some unconscious ideas, and that works against the quality of, or how good the painting can develop to be.
Yeah.
Because if you have whatever bias, it conditions you to not see things or to look for things that don't really help.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I always think about this when you're working on this idea of the unfinished totality is better than a finished detail.
Yes, and this is. I had to just place the figures there, and then I try to match the proportions and see if it's well. But this is the moment to make this kind of mistakes.
Yeah.
Sketch.
Yeah.
And then to make the.
Yeah, that's the funny thing though. When you work, I mean, I really learned that because that painting was like the first composition I was doing, really.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that big, you know. It's like I don't know, maybe not bigger than the one right behind there, you know, with the procession there and the king.
Mm-hmm.
Was something like that, perhaps.
Yes.
Anyways, I was making a smaller sketch, and of course, to me, then, that canvas was quite large, you know.
Yeah.
But then, when I was working on that smaller sketch, you know, transferring it, I knew the room, so of course, it's not big anymore.
No.
And that's.
It's very helpful to do these small sketches before you meet the big thing, because.
I remember my wife was talking about. Mentioned how you have to spend time to save time. You know?
Yeah, I mean, and to save. Maybe we're not thinking too much about saving, but we have to save time. Well, save pigment, save a canvas that we are investing. Because if you go blindly, maybe on a big composition or a composition with.
Well, that's like Phaeton, you know.
Yeah.
You get into this the chariot, the sun chariot, and it just takes off with you, and you cannot control it.
Yes, and then everything just becomes
just
a
crash.
Catastrophe and crushes, and that happens with the big composition if the thing is not being prepared from before.